place far too much emphasis on the material things. And, in the recognition world, all right, like I said, we made all of our money from the reward. And if recognition happened to occur, well, that was sort of the icing on the cake. And that should be completely overturned. It should be valuing people, all right, for who they are and recognizing them for what they do. And it doesn't have to be with tangible rewards. And I think that, to me, the most important lesson that I learned in the last 15 years of my career was that make people feel valued, make people feel appreciated. I was really, really lucky to work with some incredible people. Like, I had Jean Beliveau on my board of directors. I had a 2-term governor from the United States on my board of directors. My chairman, was the number 2 guy from RBC. He had retired in 2001. This is a man, that I would have gone to work for in a flash, just because he was a great leader. And learning from these people, one of the things that drives me snaky is somebody that will treat me one way and yet the janitor completely different. All right. To me, I think it's so important that you create cultures, workplace cultures that attract people, that retain people, that engage people. And I think in the future, if you can't do that as a CEO, you're going to be in real trouble, because it's a very competitive market out there. I mean, we can't get employees after COVID. It was bad before COVID, and it was moving to terrible statistics. I mean, there's a guy called Rainier Strack from the Boston Consulting Group. He's the head of their worldwide HR practice. He's from Germany. And he did a snapshot of the workplace in 2014 or 2015, 2020 and 2030. In Germany, they're going to have a deficit of something like 23% workers to open positions. In Canada, it was going to be 11%. This is pre-COVID. So creating a culture where people are looking forward to going to work, and creating a culture where people want to stay there, retention, and that are engaged while they're there, is going to be critical for businesses moving forward. And how do you do that? You can only do that with inspired leadership, with leaders that make you feel valued, appreciated, where they can articulate a vision of, importance of what you do every single day. It doesn't matter if you're the janitor, all right? I don't know, you probably heard the story, about, the janitor at NASA, right? And, they asked him what he's doing, and he said, I'm working to put a man on the moon. All right. He was cleaning the washrooms, the lowliest position. You need to create that sort of sense of value and teamwork within an organization. The example I always used to use was the television show Friends. So you look at Friends, that small group of, I don't know, I think it was 6 people or 8 people, or whatever it was. People want to belong to something like that. They want to have that close network. So that's the attraction. I'd like to be part of that. Now imagine, one of those people got offered a job on the other side, of the country, how difficult it would be for them to leave their friends. That's the retention part. And engagement, people think, well, how do I make more engaged employees? Well, if you have the right team, the engagement comes from the group itself. Because, if Chandler hadn't been pulling his weight, all the others would have been on him saying, hey, that's not fair. They wouldn't have needed a manager or somebody like that to say, do this, do that. I think it comes from the leadership. I think that if you have inspiring leaders, you'll have inspired workforces. And, the acid test is on Sunday night. Are you going, oh, I have to go to work tomorrow? Or, oh, I'm looking forward to going to work tomorrow, see my friends and, see my colleagues. That's what it all comes down to. And It's not about money. It's not about money. It's not about the tangible things. And I'm circling back to where I started. Rainier Strack did a survey of 200,000 people all over the world on, I think it was 24, 25 different elements. And pay ranked number 8. Feeling valued and appreciated was number 1. Having a good relationship with your colleagues and your managers, okay, we're like 2, 3, something like that. Having, good working conditions, okay, those are the top things. George Washington, Bonaparte, Churchill, Roosevelt, they didn't inspire all of the people that they did by waving, like, I'm going to pay you 10 cents more, $2 more, whatever. It wasn't about the money. It's about the words and what they allowed people to buy into, the bigger picture, and to make those people feel that they were part of that and a valued part of that. So I really believe that, it all starts off with respect. You have to respect everyone. And, I think that because without respect, I can give you as many gift cards as you want, but if I don't respect you, if I pass you in the hallway, I don't even acknowledge your presence, and then, we're up on a podium and saying, here, Ben, here's your, 5-year award. Okay, you're so valuable, this, that, and the other. And it's, I passed you in the hallway a gazillion times, never even acknowledged you, don't even know anything about you. I think, okay, that you're going to look at that and you're going to say, yeah, okay, take it and shove it. All right. So we tried to help companies realize the value of the people that they were working with, trying to work with managers to make them better people managers. Literally, I wrote 2 business books, okay, with a friend of mine who's one of the world's top authorities on engagement, and it was called People Artistry: How to Draw Out the Best in Others. And I think that this is a critical thing. At Rideau, we used to do a whole lot of different things, my brother and I, to create a better workplace culture. You've heard of exit interviews, all right, where somebody's leaving the company and, you want to sit down, why are you leaving? Well, I did entry interviews. Every single person that joined Rideau after they were finished their probation period, I would spend a half an hour with them in my office, getting to know them, their story, their family, so I could relate to them. They could ask me anything. Most of the times when they came in, I'd have to tell them, don't worry, your job is not at risk. This is just an opportunity for you to ask me anything and for me to get to know you, so that when I'm passing them in the hallway, I know who they are. How's the wife? How's the kids? And things of that nature. For me, there was 2 rules in recognition. The golden rule was treat your employees the way that you would like them to treat you. And the platinum rule is treat your employees the same way you would like them to treat your customers. And those customers could be internal customers. So some people only deal internally, or external. Make sure, okay, that you're, showcasing how you want them to interact, all right, with your customers, and set an example, lead by example. And I would do a thing called a platinum tour. And a platinum tour would take, 6 people after about 6 or 7 months that they work at Rideau, from different parts of the company. They could be from IT. We had 75 people in our IT department, or our manufacturing department, or distribution, or call center, or graphics department, or admin. Take 6 people, bring them into my office, give them the history of the company. And we had a rich history that went back to 1912. Tell them about the history, where we came from, where we are today, and what the vision of that future was. And then I take them through the facility. And that was about an hour and a half tour. It would be the same tour I would give to a prospective client or an important supplier, taking them through all the factory, taking them through, all of the various departments, so they would feel that they were part of something bigger. These are things that I think that simple things to do. And if you can't recognize somebody with words, and you think, well, it's going to take more money or more gift cards or whatever, I mean, you have to take care of the basics. But what makes people go above and beyond is the words, the vision, the feeling of belonging. And that's what companies need to do. That's the power of recognition and appreciation in a company.